gone.
And hello, what is going on? Hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. I have no voice, so do not adjust your audio. I was at 2 playoff games the last 2 days, and yeah, that was a lot of screaming, some in anger, because my O's are not doing that well. For those of you who are following baseball, but I was there and saw all of it in person. So, oh, the excitement. So here we are. Definitely wanted to get a stream in today. Um, and it's just been way too long. And so it just was like, it is what it is. Just going to go at 80% of my voice and let's make this thing happen. Let me make sure. Yep, that's still working. All right. I was having some technical difficulties off camera, so started a couple minutes later than is ideal. Sajid says, hey, he is alive. I have kind of barely more alive than my Orioles, it seems. So I had to resort to watching some old Maze Night stuff in the background while working some mindless tests today. This cannot stay as it is. I have to sleep though. Sorry. Hey man, thanks for stopping in. Stephen Shaw, back to the baddest boneser in Baltimore. I would like to say I am the baddest, although baddest has two connotations, and based on my last video, baddest might mean just genuinely the worst player to ever play this game. Definitely had some learning curve with Ghillie, but I was actually happy to see that because I thought he might be too easy based on what I had heard. Philip, what's up, man? Wow, catching another live stream. Hoping to catch some Maze Night Live one of these days. Absolutely. I am hoping to play some Maze Night Live one of these days soon. Matt Levy says hi all. Mike James says hi all. Hope all is well. And Philip says at least you aren't a Brewers fan or a Braves fan, apparently, because woof. I mean, I live in Philadelphia. Again, I was a transplant from Baltimore, but yeah, that is really frustrating for all of my Braves fans that are out there. So let's get this started. We're going to do the same thing I did last time and hopefully last a wee bit longer. I do have to set the deck. I am going to be playing with the Rage of Tyranny version of our good friend, the Goblin Queen. So with that, I'm going to shuffle up this loot deck really quick. I did take out the ace in the hole stuff because, again, I just don't think the balancing works very well when you're only using 22 loot cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, and 2, in case you were worried about my ability to count to 22. I know you Maze Eye fans have seen me count to 16 plenty of times. So 22 is a whole other level of counting. I mean, it's impressive, I must say. It's like, what, a 25, 30% increase? We have Mike James. I'm a Tigers fan. Could be worse. Phillips says true. Ryan Pierce. The missing your afternoon streams that kept me entertained during work. Glad I could make this one. Yeah, man, I'm missing them too. Life changed very quickly on me. So for the better, all for the better. So definitely not looking for sympathy, but I do miss the good old days as they were. And Stephen Shaw says, and I'm in Cleveland. Rip Guardians and Tito. Yeah, Guardians were an interesting team, man. I'll tell you what, that I'm guessing that World Series against the Cubs is not one soon to be forgotten. The Cubs were obviously due, but when Rajai Davis hit that homer against Chapman, man, it's still absolutely crazy how that game played out. Friggin' Jason Hayward was useless for like 2 years, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm a good baseball player again." At the worst time for you Cleveland fans, or Cleveland fans, Guardians, go Guardians! Yeah, Guardians were an interesting little team, man. I'm surprised they weren't able to stick around with the Twinkies a little bit longer than they did, for sure. All right, is this a baseball channel? No, it's not. So yeah, so I shuffle those things in. We're good. We're good. This is good. And after each successful encounter, one Gearlock must draw loot. And there's instant loot, pervasive loot. So that's after each successful encounter. We will not have to worry about it. Otherwise, we'll put her little thing over here, and then she has this like little friend of hers who we will deal with in the new the tyrant encounter. All right, we're gonna take the encounter cards. So the funny, well, not so funny. The the frustrating thing about my Orioles fandom is the Orioles were very bad for a very long time. For the majority of my fandom, actually, I came to the Orioles later in life for various reasons, but just really fell in love with the team, loved the stadium, but they were really, really bad. I mean, it was just like Nick Markakis and Adam Jones when they were just both like rookies, and we Mattis and Britton were supposed to be the rotation of the future before they became good relief pitchers, and whole 9 yards. And it was the tail end of like Bryant Roberts' career. And we went to the Buckle Up Birds era, and they got really good in like 2012. So I went to, since 2012, the Orioles have had exactly 8 home playoff games, and since like 2003, I think they've had 8 home playoff games, and I have been at 5 of them. The Orioles' record in those playoff games is 3-5. My personal record when I am there, seeing the Orioles play, is 0-5. So I am officially the Jinx. My friends call me the Jinx. Everyone knows that I am the Jinx, and it is not a great place to be. I'm not gonna lie. One of these days, I will see the Orioles win a playoff game when I am there. This is a 9-day tyrant, so that means we need to get, since we're playing Undertow rules, we need to get 7 of the solo encounters. 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7. We need 6 progress points before we can advance. So eventually, either the Orioles are going to start paying me to not go to their games, or the Orioles opponents are going to start paying me to go to their games, um, because I really need to find a way to monetize my jinxiness. But yeah, it's getting a little old. Just Oh, every game's been close except for yesterday. Yesterday was a 9-2 game. We did make it look a lot closer in the end. Yes, I did refer to myself and say we. I know I'm not on the team, but it was a little closer in the end with an 11-8 score. But woof, 9-2 was not great. But everything has been close. A lot of great games, a lot of great baseball, but just been on the wrong side of that a lot. And for you, everyone across the pond, most baseball games are about coin flip propositions in the postseason. So essentially, I am just on the wrong side of a lot of coin flips in a row here. So I'm going to roll this die. That's a 2, so that's going to be our special day 1 encounter. I'm going to roll this die again, and that's an 8. I think there are 8 of them with all of the extra content there are. So take the one that's on top, because I count top to bottom. These will come over here, and we are set. We'll set with the encounters. Let me shuffle all these stacks real quick. Just picked up on Mars. It looks really good. I am not a big Lacerda guy. I've played several Lacerders, and I just don't really like it. I did play on Mars once. It was interesting. I found some of it very odd, and just did not work for me, and I'm not eager to play it again. But if you like Lacerda, I think you will absolutely love it. I did not like combat on EV. I did not like combat on EV. I didn't really like, what's the last Lacerda I played? The Gallerist. Out of those 3, I probably did like On Mars the most. So, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Lacerda is not for me. Based on these comments, you may have to switch to Baseball Highlights 2045. Yeah, I have been meaning to get that back on the channel at some point. The solo is better in the expansion, Philip. Easy to run and a bit more engaging, I think, says Mike. Philip says, good to know, Mike. I wasn't sure about the expansion. I'll try to find it for a decent price and shipping to Korea. All right, all these are shuffled. So let's talk about our buddy Ghillie. So he has an innate ability of Scout before battle. I can reveal a baddie in any active stack. Ghillie may cycle it to the bottom of the stack. So that is actually done before you even create the battle queue, which can be super useful, especially if you go deep into the trap profession, which I may explore more than I did last time. I may not. I'm still really want to see these pets work, but that could be a fool's errand. When I do try to do the pets, though, I will be sure not to use Talon, because as John Bruns pointed out, Talon is kind of useless. And yeah, that proved very, very, very true in my last game on the channel. All right. This is the last attempt, though. If this does not go well, I don't care how poorly it goes. This will be the end of Ghillie, and we will move on to the Unbreakable Gearlocks moving on when I come back to Too Many Bones in the future. I mean, I will do at some point the build the tyrant and all that stuff. It's going to be a minute. Again, I did get a review copy of Splice and Dice, so anything you see that the Splice and Dice component did come from Splice and Dice. I do have the Undertow baddie sets, and I have the Splice and Dice baddies, and I have the additional mechs and Krellin from something. So again, they're all kind of thrown in. I do not throw the base game. I keep the base game baddies separate, and I keep the unbreakable baddies separate, and then I kind of mix and match everything else. Otherwise, these stacks become unwieldy. I like the variety of experience. And if you look like into the novels that come with this, like you are in a different part of Daylor, so it makes sense that there are different baddies. At least, thematically, there is a tie-in to justify what I'm doing. But if you want to throw everything together and you like the chaos, knock yourself out. All right, day one. Stretch this voice as much as we can. Tools of the Traitor. At last daylight, it appears that there are others who know about the escape route via the sewer. Remember, as Undertow opens up, we were just thrown in jail by Nobulus and his cronies, the Council of Obendar. So we are escaping Obendar and going out into the world to defeat the tyrants. We will be either on this beautiful river, the Sabran River, going through the lands of Daylor, or we'll be on some land battles. Again, we will have mechs, we will have Krellin, we will have all sorts of assorted shenanigans. All right. While via the sewer, a lone, frantic Molnar trader sprints past at a good pace, while the city guards have turned and are now in hot pursuit. This means any remaining cover is blown as well. Escape should be easy enough, but the question is whether to take that poor sap along. She's dropping plenty of loot behind her as she flees, and she should distract the guards enough for her to escape, but helping her can pay off with some good fortune down the line. So we could give her assistance, which we will get Shuffle Special Encounter Molnar Adventuring Reference Guide into the Encounter deck. Or I could get a Trove Loop, but then I shuffle a mountain out of a Molnar Hill into the Encounter deck. That doesn't sound fun. Either way, I only get one training point. I do not love that at any level. But we're going to have to make that work. So let's give her some assistance while her loot must be left behind. You help her escape to the tree line. She promises to spread word of kindness to your fellow traders. All right, let's get a Molnar Adventuring Reference Guide. I mean, this isn't very good either. I hate both of these. I want 2 training points, man. Oh, this is dangerous parts. Oh, I hate dangerous starts too. I really don't like this day one at all. I mean, it's a whole day, man. It's like, it's really bad. I despise dangerous starts. Tuesday dangerous starts. You win. Like, well, you're the visit a party to face a furious gorilla and one by one bow. Furious gorilla, you're like a surprise. You lose, same as you win, but no surprise with this battle. Oh, so dangerous starts only determines whether or not I have surprise or not. If successful, gain Molder champion title. They let you go first. I think I'd still rather the chance at 2, but man, those 20-point baddies are really nasty. I mean, I'd probably get smushed if it happens too early. So all of this is really bad. It's like 1 gear lock to represent the party. This is very, very swingy. I don't like this one bit. I'm like so tempted just to. Where did this encounter card come from? Is a good question. This came from Undertow. Woof. This is bad. Fortunately, I'm not seeing this one very often before, but I really don't like Molnar Adventuring Reference Guide, and I really don't like this either. Persistent during loot, trade 1. To look at the top 2. Whatever. Let's maybe get a Furious Gorilla. Why not? So I'll do the numbers. The second one and hopefully this doesn't come up at a point where it's going to absolutely destroy me, which means I'm going to get it in like day 3, which will be super fun. And I get 1 training point. So I did haste makes waste. I'm going to get a trove loot. After grabbing a couple of goods, she dropped and making a short sprint. The tree line is in sight. The Mulder trader is quickly apprehended, slowly slowed down by her supplies and cumbersome cloak. Hopefully, justice is served, and we get 1 training point, 1 progress point. That is a successful encounter. So I do have to grab a loot because the queen's generosity, and of course, it is one of the it's one of the bad ones because, of course, when I have 22 good loot in there and 8 bad ones, that's 2 games in a row. I've shuffled one of the bad ones directly on top. You can move no more than 1 position using Dex on each of your turns. At the end of the next battle, shuffle mana goes back into the loot deck. Well, it's not terrible. It does get shuffled back in at least. I thought a manacle was what would happen if Barnacle was transformed into a man. It is better than I had to move something up and I lost the prize, which was super annoying. Progress point. I got the trove loot. We're gonna shuffle. This comes out, and I get the training point, which I will use on. If I'm moving 1 anyway. Not sure if the defense is worth it. I could use the multi-arrow, which is interesting. It's a way to knock down 2 of these suckers. Not sure if I want to put this into a stat or a skill right now. If I putting it into defensive seems bad. I could try to get my attack up, and then I'm just like doing 3 ranged attack, and I'm not moving anyway, so who cares? But I would have like 0 defense. It'd just be like, can I attack enough? The other option is multi-target. Multi-target allows me to apply up to the number shown of that many attack dice to 2 enemies at once. I do like that a lot, and then lets me get to Brute Buster and Marked Enemy. Piercing Arrow is something I used Return Fire last time. That was a mistake. Piercing Arrow is interesting because it like allows you to ignore active defense, and I think that was something I really undervalued, especially against the mechs. I think there could be some really good utility there. Little Wolverine would be interesting because I can make him survive, because he'll have Hardy, so I also don't hate that. Little Wolverine, I would have to roll, but he would potentially eat some decks on me, depending on what I roll if he's out. But that could be something I could overcome if I can't freaking move anyway. But I'll be rolling 2 attack dice, and I'm just using a dex for him. 4 health. Woof. If I'm like really leaning into the pet thing hard, which is basically mean I haven't learned my lesson. I'm an ignoramus. Hi. All right, we'll do Little Wolverine. I'm making the same mistake. I'm gonna do Little Wolverine because why not? And so he comes in. When I roll the die to put him on the mat, then I will have the corresponding side of him flipped. His health and his attack is determined by this. All right. Do. Phil says, I'm 95% a wargamer, so I have no opinion on the Serta. Mike James, I've had Unbreakable for months, still haven't tabled any of it. I don't know. Matt Levy, the way I imagined to use Talon was to place him up behind Ghillie so it didn't get attacked. Then his flight helps. Stephen Shaw, uh, UB is great. Unbreakable is played a good amount of it now. You got this guy. Good luck. May the bones roll when you need. Thank you, Josh Phillip. Well, it's almost 10 in the morning here. I have to go teach a class on European politics. Wish Hadja was still here, as maybe he could give me some local insight into the upcoming elections. And Stephen Shaw says, "Attack, baby." Yeah, I think that's something I might try next. I don't know. I just yeah. I think all day one encounter should give 2 decks, especially in solo. But like I don't know. There's it's I have so many qualms about this game, but I still love it. So like it is what it is. I do get to do a lockpick attempt. I need a 4 lever. I got 4 lever. Look at that. So bam. And now I need 5 trip, which is actually impossible to get with my remaining dice. I got 2 trip. That was a lot less than 5, so at least we have done that. I will scout as part of my rest and recovery option. I rolled a, nope, that's the round marker. That's hilarious. I'm using the unbreakable die here. That's a 3. That means I can scout a level 1 baddie. It is a dragon. Betty, she has weaken 1. You could do a lot worse. She's only attacking with 1 die. She is melee and she only has 3 health, so I'm not that scared of her. All right, so she can stay. We are going to go to day 2. So put that up to day 2. Oh, and I moved the wrong thing before. Let me get a die for progress. Bam, we are at 1 of 6. All right, day 2. There we go. Everything must boat. What luck. A traveling Molnar raft salesman has journeyed this way in search of potential customers. He promises a quality, affordable raft for gearlocks of all price ranges. Although knowing the Molnar, there's certainly reason to be at least a little suspicious. That said, once the salesman has led his newfound interested party to the riverbank, he does have quite a selection of sailing vessels at hand. There's got to be at least one of these tubs that's fit for the Bronze Chappier waters, right? Um, yeah, I think I had this last time. So I can take the top of the line raft, the Farrar raft. I choose to as loot the first time each battle has blah blah blah. I don't want that. Standard raft gives me 1 training point, or I get the lemon raft, the craft, if you will, and then there's a bonus to Krellin attack. I'm going to take the standard raft. It essentially gives me 2 training points and another progress point. So not much battling yet. There's other things. I'm going to get 2 training points out of that. Since that was a successful encounter, I do have to draw a loot. Don't be bad. Fortunate discovery. Select one of my consumable dice and place it in its spot on the bat. I will do that now. So consumable dice for Ghillie. He has 3. He has the extra mech log, mech leg, which is essentially going to give me. Do I want an A+1? We're up to 2 baddies. Be second to the bottom. Okay. We have camo. When preparing the battle queue, increase or decrease total points by exact number of points. It gets locked. So I roll it as soon as it's acquired. So decreasing points could be interesting. I don't hate that. Or we have bait, and bait is reroll any rolled pet die up to X number of times. I don't think that's great. I will get the camo. I'm going to immediately roll it. And oh, plus or minus 1, because why would I roll anything but plus or minus 1? A third of this die is plus or minus 1. So okay, it's not the most awful roll ever, but it could be a lot better. So that will just stay in my locked area until I use it. These are lockpick dice. Great. So I get to scout again. Let me roll a d6 for scouting. I rolled a 1. I get to look at the baddie underneath Betty. We have the troubled troll bold. Again, 1/1. It just has daze. Now, daze is place the daze effect to next year to end your next turn. You can't move. That could be worse. So I will keep that one. I am going to do a lockpick attempt. I need a 5 trip. That is a miss. Now, it's my first lockpick attempt of the day, so I get to roll again. And 5 trip. I did it. So I have 3 trip, and then I could use this 3 lock as if it were trip. So that's successful. And then I can take these 2 out, and now you always roll this die, and now I just need a 4 force. I actually have a chance. Nope, I have a 3 trip, which I can treat as a 3 force, but still need a 4. But I am 1 away from having that opened up, which is not bad. Hopefully it's something that's useful. All right. Again, so I still have my 2 training points here. So lots of stuff happening. I'm going to move this to day 3 just because, so I don't forget that. And now I'm going to take 1 stat and 1, I think I take a dex. And then I take 1 skill. I will take multi-arrow because it's super Awesome. All right. Very cool. That is that. We're going to go to day 3. Now, here I have the Mountain out of a Molnar Hill. I have the 2 special encounters, and then I have the 7 regular encounters. So 7 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. I know all y'all were like wondering if I was going to get the right answer there. It's a hit and miss with me. I know, and we're going to roll a d10 to determine what thing. I rolled a 2. That will be one of the regular encounters. Again, I always count bottom to top because I'm weird. Long Lock Silver. My breath catches in my throat as enemies board my raft. I see a vision I never thought I'd lay eyes on again. The grizzled buccaneer before me now seemed a bit more swashbuckling when I was a child, even with his peg leg and eye patch, but that's the rosy filter of adventure for you. The scurvy sea dog had sold me out back then, thinking he could get a greater share of the treasure we were seeking, but we were friends once. Maybe I should go easy on him. For old time's sake, come to think of it, who lets a little kid go on a treasure hunt with a bunch of strange men anyway? Excellent. So only 1 training point, so that sucks. This is the black spot on my record. I can do baddie points, subtract 1, and add a Krellin. So baddie points would be 3, so it could become a 2. I could make it a 1 and then add a Krellin. So that's not. I could make it a 4 as well, which would be really dumb to do at this point. So um, black spot on my record, baddie points, subtract 1, and then add a Krellin anytime. At any time when there is only 1 baddie on the battle mat, the Gearlock may choose to successfully end the encounter. If the Gearlock defeats all baddies, they gain a Trove Loot in addition to the encounter and shuffle a special encounter Ebonite Doorway into the encounter deck if not already in. This does happen on a raft, by the way. Or Yo-Ho and a Bucket of Bolts. Baddie points, subtract 1, and add a mech. At any time when there is only 1 baddie on the battle mat, the Gearlock may choose to end the encounter. If the Gearlock defeats all baddies, they gain a loot and a progress point in addition to the encounter. Yeah, I would truly try to a training point. I'm really going to try to chase that training point because I am a sucker. So, yo-ho-ho and a bucket of bolts it is. We're going to flip this thing over, make sure it gets up into the top of the screen. Most excellent. I am really thinking about making this one easier. It's 3, 2, and add a mech. Oh, wait. So it's baddie points, subtract the point already, and then add a mech. Interesting. So it's already down to a 2. I could make it a 1. So then essentially I would have. I mean, neither of them are that bad. I could make it a 1, and then I know I just have this stupid troubled in the future. At some point, I mean, I really want to get a 1 in all 4 of these ASAP. I really want this other training point. Yeah, I think I use this. So it's a 3, because 3 times 1 at the true solo game. So 3 minus 1, so it's 2 minus 1. So I'm using this as exhausted. So 1. I have, so just Dragon Betty, and then we're adding a mech. Now, before I did any of this, I could do my scout ability, reveal a baddie any active stack. This is an active stack. It says swap and disruption. Comes in with 2 shield, and it is a mech. Oh man, I probably want to get a piercing arrow. A mech hound, so it has swap. Swap is a little weird. I definitely messed this up more than I would like to admit. At the end of this unit's turn, it will switch positions with the closest, strongest opposing unit. And disruption, but it only has 2 natural shield when it comes on the board. And 3 health. You could definitely do a lot worse. If it rolls a bones, it goes to disruption, and then we are in the advance the round counter to fatigue at the end of the round, and that could be super gross. Remember, fatigue does not affect mechs. Mechs always start at the bottom, I think, of the baddie queue. I think Krellin always start at the top. I will take a quick look. Krellin. They're always on top of the baddie queue, so that means mechs are always on the bottom because I know they are opposites. So we're doing the second option here. I'll put this over here to keep track of that. This is day 3, so I used my scout ability, I left it there, and now I'm making the baddie queue. So this goes here, mech goes on bottom, and now we'll put them on the board accordingly. We're gonna have Betty comes into lane. I don't have the lane marker chips. Hold on. I'll get them. I got them. Sorry for that delay. So we're going to take Dragon Betty, put it on lane 1, comes in with 3 health, and it's going to be a melee baddie right there. And then this sucker is going to come in over here with 3 health, a defense die of 2. And we are going to roll a d6 to determine its starting position. It starts in 1, which is over there. That is also a melee baddie. Excellent. Natural defense of a 2. I'm starting here with 4 health. Bam, and I can start in a Ghillie, Gearlock range position. And we'll go from there. Brian Scott, like, hi Greg, sorry it's been so long. We'll offer my 2 cents for Woven Snare, my favorite Ghillie ability, especially in solo. Hiya, Matt Levy. Wait, Woven Snare. Oh, that's part of the traps. Yeah, I don't. The traps don't. They don't excite me, man. I don't know, something about the traps that just feel like cheese to me, but like I need to get over it apparently. So I can move move no more than 1 position using deck on each turn. At the end of this next battle, this gets shuffled back in, so then this will go away. So I'm gonna take. Oh wait, we have to set up the battle queue. So this is round 1. Betty is a 4. This mech is a 3. And then we're gonna roll my any. I rolled a 6. Like to see it. Put that over there. And let's make this happen. So I have 4 decks. I am going to. He doesn't have heal, right? So that's good. So it doesn't have self-repair, or whatever they call it for the mech. So I'm going to roll multi-arrow, Wolverine, and 2 attack. And I'm attacking Betty. Betty going down, baby. Betty going down. Let's make this happen. This is my 4 decks. Boom. What a crap roll that is. All right. So I have a bones. I could do 1 damage to Betty. I could also do 1 damage to the mech, but that seems very not worth it. So I'm not going to use the multi-arrow. I do get the companion out, however. So I have Little Yeti companion. Is going to be on the 3 health side with 1 attack. And it does cost me a dex every turn. I don't know why. This seems to be the same thing on both sides. Maybe I'm just not that smart. So we'll put him on the attack side because he looks cool as shit. All right, so he's hardy, so he only loses 1 health a turn. And this die is really on top of him, so I'll just put it in I'll just put it in exhausted for now. So it's not an active, it's not unlocked. And I can put him in any adjacent spot. Place or even on diagonal positions. So that's pretty good. He's going for the strongest. So 1, he's gonna move 2 and get to him no matter where I put him. So this will work. All right, actually Yeti's gonna have a turn before me, so what I can do is just put Yeti there as a reminder that he's in play. So I like that a lot. All right, so Betty's gonna go. Betty's gonna weaken him, isn't he? That's fine. It will lock Betty up for a couple of turns. I don't really hate that. Just need to roll, not like garbage every turn. So, all right. So Betty's gonna come 1, 2. Weakens my Wolverine. So Wolverine is unfortunately not going to be able to attack next turn. And it's going to roll 1 attack die against my Wolverine. It does no damage, so that's super nice. And now we have this guy. He's going to move 1, 2. He's trying to get here. Wait, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he would try to get here. So he'll go 1, 2. And then he's going to swap with the closest. Swap at the end. It switches with the closest, strongest opposing unit. Yeti is closest, so it will swap with Yeti. That's at the end of the turn, so it already passed the attack window before it would do that. All right. So interesting. Definitely don't want to risk disruption here, but I think that will work. All right. So I can move to. We are going to, and swap works on allies, right? It's any party member. Yeah, opposing unit, so that would work on allies. Yeti can't attack. He'll just move 1 though, because again they move 2 every turn. Yep, they move up to 2 positions. Does not cost Ghillie Dex, and now the weaken will go away. Dex strongest. I mean, I'm almost wondering, do I? I mean, it's unlikely he's gonna roll a 3 or a 4, but he could, or he could roll a 3 and he could roll a 2 and a bones. He would need to roll a 4. It's unlikely he's gonna roll 4. It's only 1 out of 3, 36 times. So I'm not gonna worry about it too much. He's attacking the weakest. All right. So Ghillie's gonna go now. I'm gonna roll 2 attack dice, my multi-arrow, and I'm ranged, so I might as well. Oh, that will work. I might as well move up here anyway. So I have 4 decks. I moved 1. I could only move 1 because of manacles anyway. Those manacles are really annoying. But I'm attacking Betty, but I have the multi-arrow die rolling as well. Nice. So I rolled a 3, so I killed Betty. Betty's like, why'd you do it? It's like, I had to. It's fine. This is out, and then I can take 2 of my attack dice and apply them, to a second unit. Number of your rolls also had a second Betty of my choice. Well, obviously the Betty of my choice would be the mech count. So the mech count loses all their defense, that will not repair, and they lose 1 health. They have 2 health left. So we should be in good shape. Betty's die comes out. Now the mech hound's going to move up. He's going to roll 2 attack dice against the weakest party member, which will be my little Yeti companion. So he rolls these 2 dice. He does 1 damage. He does roll disruption. So disruption says advance the round counter to fatigue at the end of the round. So that happens now. And at the end of the round, little Yeti loses a health and Ghillie loses a health. And we go to round fatigue. So, or the beginning of the 3rd round, which is the fatigue round, they both lost a health. So little Yeti's gonna go first. It's attacking with an attack die with 1 attack die against the mech hound. It does 1 damage. Oh, swap would have happened too. So it would have swapped with the closest. They're both equally close. So the strongest is next. It would come here. So when Yeti attacked, they would have had to move there. That's fine. Ghillie's gonna go. Ghillie's rolling 2 attack dice. Switch targets, split targets, whatever. 2 attack dice. I don't have any other things I can roll. We did 1 damage. Don't show off. We got a bones. It doesn't do anything good for me. All the bones will come out at the end of the round. And we managed to kill the mech hound. So again, that double target thing came in absolutely huge. Mech is out. And I could have ended with the mech still with 1 baddie left, but obviously did not want to do that because I wanted to get the extra progress point, or training point, I should say. So here we go. At any time, there's only 1 baddie on the battle mat, blah, blah, blah. Nope, but the Ghillie defeats all baddies. They gained a trove loot and a training point in addition to the counter rewards. So I'm going to get a trove loot. So I have my 2nd trove loot. I also had a successful encounter, so I do have to grab another loot because of the Queen's generosity. It's a fortunate discovery. Don't mind that. I will get this thing back. I will roll this immediately. It is plus or minus 1, so again, it happens a third of the time. So of course I did it twice in 2 rolls. I'm going to do one lockpick attempt. I'm trying to unlock this trove loot. I rolled a gross. I have a 3 force, a 3 lever, and a 2 lever, and I could make any of those into force. I'm sorry, 3 trip, but I need 4 force, so I did not do it. My first lockpick of the day, I failed, so I get a free attempt. There you go. That is 9 force if I want it. So that successfully unlocks this. It is a dragon center scale. Backup line extension. 1 bones. I can place a defense die at 2 in an active slot. That is amazing. That is super good for me in this build. When cut from a freshly slain dragon, a center scale will have significantly more luster that a scale removed days or years after death. It is permanent. It is not heavy, so it only takes up one slot of my 4, which is super, super nice. All right, manacles get shuffled back in. I'm not sure. At the end of the next battle, I probably should have done that before I drew. I'm not going to stress about it too much. There's the order of operations thing that I'm sure I ignored. Oh, yeah, right. And Yeti just does damage, doesn't roll. Oh. Wait a sec. Cool. I did need to spend the dex. I had 4 decks, so in theory, I wouldn't have been able to move. Right, so I moved 1. So what would have happened? He would have attacked me. So I forget what he rolled, but it was I think it was 1. Essentially, Yeti would have 1 more health. I would have had Ghillie would have had 1 less health because I wouldn't have been able to move. Plus, roll the 2 attack dice and the multi arrow. So I was forgetting to spend the dice for Yeti. So thank you, Steven, for that. And then the next round, Yeti wouldn't have rolled. It just does the damage. That's good to know. That's weird that it has the same symbol as rolling on these special things. And then, by the way, then this would have flipped. Yeti would have gone 1-2, taken away 1 damage, and then Ghillie would have done that. So Ghillie would have had 2 health at the end of the round instead of 3. Either way, for my rest and recovery option, Ghillie's returning to full health. Yeti just comes off the board, and his stats will be reset when we re-roll for him. So cool. I appreciate the lookout. Brian Scott, Matt Levy says hi, Brian. And Stephen Shaw just made some corrections, which I appreciate. And Matt Levy says, don't forget the training point. Yes, I have 2 of them, which I indeed will not forget. So the 2 training points I'm going to take. Getting another attack is really nice, man. A 3 attack, especially with these 5-point baddies. So let me try to train my attack. I obviously do want health and the defense too, but getting 1 more attack up could be good. Oh, multi-arrows should be over here. This comes out. I've already used my rest and recovery option to get back to full health. I'll put this back over here. And we're going to be going to day 4, and I did get 1 progress point. So we're at 3. Did 3 days there. So trying to train attack, I failed because that's what I do. So I'm going to train a. I like the idea of piercing arrow a lot, so I'm going to put that out. Because you get one of these high defense mechs, especially. So we're going to do this again. I'm trying to train attack, and I failed again because I'm really good at this. So I'm going to take an extra health. I think that will work. So 5 health instead of 4. Who wanted the 3rd attack die? Anyway, not me, apparently. So let's move on. This trove loot can come here. And these 2 can come here. Bam. And lockpick dice I can put I'll just put them up there for now. Cool and cool. We're going to day 4. Now I have, this goes out. One, bam. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 left here, so let me get that D10. Booyah, I rolled a 2. Rolled 2s are wild, baby. 2s are hot. Counting from bottom to top. And here we go. Spawn spearing. So little is known about the Krellin and their recent proliferation in the Sabran that attempting to avoid them is a difficult venture. Case in point, it's Krellin spawning season. No book or almanac in Daylore could have pinpointed this particularly dangerous time of year. And now we floated right into a Krellin spawning nest. The Krellin here are still small and not threatening. Soon, they'll leave the nest and begin to assert their dominance over Daylore's waterways. Of course, slaying what we can as we float by will make their reign over the river just a little less oppressive. Let's poke some Krellin. Oh, 1 training point. Awesome. Let's poke some Krellin. So we're going to place 5 Krellin face down on Krellin starting positions. This is not a battle, so I cannot do my scouting ability. So we're going to take the top 5 Krellin. We're going to put this on the water side of the mat, like so. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a wolf. All right. Krellin starting positions. So we're going to get, we have to roll a d6 every, does it matter? All right, this roll will be for the one that's not going to have one. So 6. 6 isn't going to have one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is all random. So I don't care about it that much. All right. Set aside 10 attack dice and 4 defense dice as spearing dice. So 2, 3, 4, 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And 4 defense dice. Try to keep all these dice where I know where they are. All right. Choose a Krellin, but before revealing, commit an amount of dice to it. Reveal the Krellin and roll committed attack plus defense. If the number of values of dice are equal to or greater than the Krellin's hit points, it is speared. To continue this process until no more spearing dice remain. For each Krellin successfully speared, you gain 2 buff HP. Okay, that seems amazing. So we are on day 4, right? So I'm going to, before I reveal, I mean, I probably want to do at least 3 of these, right? If number of values of the device are equal to or greater than the Krellin's HP, it is speared. Trying to do, if you tried to do all 5, it would just be 2, 1, 2, 1. I mean, I forget what these health values are, but I don't remember them being that oppressive. I mean, you could do 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, and just, yeah, if you just try to guarantee 3, that's 6 hit buff HP, that would be very nice. So I think that's sufficient. So I'm going to reveal this one. And I'm going to do my first committing, second committing, third committing. I need 5 hit points. I'm rolling these 5 dice. I got 6. So by the skin of my teeth, we get 2 buff HP. This is defeated. I mean, I guess they go into defeated baddie stack, I would assume. So this gets revealed. I only need a 2. Of course, I way overcommitted with 3 billion dice. I accidentally just dropped 2 dice and got 2 already. There we go. So this one's defeated. And it's another 2 buff HP. And then 3 is this. I need 4. I'm rolling these 4 dice. And I got a 5. So worked out pretty well. I will take the 6 buff HP. These 2 were not revealed. Were not speared. I will just go down here. Yikes. That is a successful encounter, I believe. It seems like encounter success, right? Whenever you do anything that doesn't, I think it's technically encounter success, whatever. They should clarify that on the Goblin Queen card, right? Because not what's the success. I think everything's kind of considered a success unless you lose a battle, is my current understanding, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to take a loot because of the queen's generosity. A harpoon pistol. Choose a non-tyrant baddie on the battle map. Place it on the pistol adjacent to you. If the baddie is a Krellin, it is instantly defeated. Take a look. It's on a hook. A bleeding Krellin foe. Says stanza. What a beautiful song. I get another progress point, so that gets me up to 4. We get another day, so we're going into day 5. I'm going to try to use the training point to upgrade the attack that I've been trying to upgrade, and I succeed. So I had 6 training points so far, 3 on stats, 3 on skills. So that was successful. I get a lock-picking attempt. I need a 2 lever. Lock-picking dice are up here. I got a 3 lever, so that works. I'm going to now need a 3 trip. I got a 3 trip. And a 3 force. I think I have to. I don't think I can unlock 2 things on the same thing. I think I have to roll again, even though I technically have the 3 force already. Is my understanding. So now I need to do the 3 force. I can get 2 force. I cannot get 3. But if someone thinks I can use the 3 force I had, even though it was on the same roll, that would be amazing. So this is one away from being open. All right. And out. Cool. Got the training point. I can do scouting. I will scout. So let me roll a d6. I rolled a 2, so we get another one in the 1-point baddie stack. It is Goblin Devastator, Detonate 2, Careless. So Detonate is really good if you are a ranged Gearlock. At the end of the movement phase, if it's less than full hit points, it will defeat itself and deal true damage to an adjacent unit. I will absolutely keep that sucker there. We're going to day 5. I already moved the day counter. We have 8 left here, so let me get the D8, see if deuces are still wild, and we rolled a 6. So rolling a 6, we have a Tyrant encounter. Now this is from Undertow. Yep, it is from Undertow. It is not from 40 Waves. New career opportunity. The Goblin Queen hates her fellow goblins, at least if rumors are to be believed. The status of her marriage with the king was always a bit of a mystery. Several whisperings suggested they were actually at war with one another, and now he's dead. Her elite Queen's Guard is comprised of mostly bog creatures, as she finds them to be much more trustworthy. One of her Queen's Guard has recently fallen, and a contest for replacement is about to begin. The Queen is constructed of effigy and mockery of the king. With these ridiculous disguises, maybe we can sneak our way in and participate. So we have one option. It is worth 2 training points if we succeed, and we would get a loot in addition. And we get another loot as well. So that is interesting. This is going to happen in a land battle. So I'll flip this sucker over. And it is day 5, so we just basically have a 5-point baddie. Now, battle queue party, baddie points, party of 1 ignores this. Amazing. So there is no battle queue other than the Goblin Queen's Guard. The Goblin Queen's Guard is a 5-point baddie. There he is. I'll shuffle the rest of these suckers. So the Goblin Queen's Guard has Poison 1, Signal 1, has 6 health. He's going to be in lane 1. And 3 attack dice, 1 shield. All right, so baddie points. Goblin Party 1 of those places Goblin King Effigy obstacle chip with 9 hit points on a melee Gearlock starting position. Baddies and Gearlocks treat Effigy as an opposing unit. May target it. If your Gearlock removes the last hit point from Effigy, treat this card as loot in the Queen's Guard's outfit during the Goblin Queen Tyrant battle. This unit is untargetable by Goblin Queen until she is attacked by this unit. This card doesn't have a single use. That's not who cares? Like that's not that important in a true solo game. Although, I guess it might save us from being attacked. And I just don't have the loot positions, especially because I'm probably going to get some bad loot coming my way soon. So this is going to be in lane 1 in a Gearlock melee gearlock starting position. We're gonna have 9 health and an obstacle chip. That is the Goblin King effigy. Signal's gonna come into play, so we're gonna have a second baddie on here pretty soon. But all in all, not the worst encounter. So we're gonna put this on round 1. We're gonna roll the Goblin Queen's Guard's gonna come in 3. I'm going to be in front of it. I rolled a 5. You can target it. The hell can target it? It seems to make this super easy. Because it's going to target it as long as it's strong. I don't know. Yeah, the Goblin Queen's Guard is going to keep railing on that thing. So I'm not entirely sure what the point is of that. So my first turn, remember I have 4 decks. I will try not to screw this up this time. He has no shield yet. But it will signal for sure. Remember, I have 6 buff HP, which is super interesting. I'm going to roll Wolverine. I'm going to roll just number of damage. Auto perform. Interesting. Roll Wolverine. I'm going to roll 3 attack dice. And no multi-arrow because it doesn't do any good. All right. 3 damage. So Goblin Queen's Guard has 3 health left. And Wolverine's going to come in with 3 health. Remember, it will cost me a dex, so I'll try not to forget that. Again, and we have it on this side, and I'll put them here. The Goblin Queen's Guard's going to go. It's going to signal, so it's going to get a 1-point baddie. We already knew what it was. It's going to come in with a lane 2 marker. It's going to have 4 health. And we'll go here. The Goblin King's Guard is now going to go, Queen's Guard is going to go 1, 2, it's attacking the strongest, so it will attack the effigy with 3 attack dice and 1 defense die. There will be no more signal necessary the rest of this thing. It gets 2 defense. It does 3 damage to the effigy. And it boneses, which has no effect. The signal happens at the end of the round. Yeah, a signal technically this just got added to the battle queue. It doesn't come in till the next round. So that's the end of the turn. End of the round, this comes in. Since it's a 5-point or less baddie, it comes in at the bottom of the thing. All right, so I spend 1 dex to use Little Yeti. He does 1 damage. He's going to reduce that to a 1. That's just auto does. And now Ghillie only has 3 decks left, so I actually remember that this time. I'm going to roll multi-arrow and 2 attack dice, and I'm attacking the Goblin Queen's Guard, obviously. Oh, or did I just roll 3 attack dice? Let me not do multi-arrow. There's like no point. Let me roll 3 attack dice. Seems like a better use of my dice. Oh, 2 bones. Woof. Bones, and 1 damage. I will not even apply the damage. Before this battle, I could have looked at a stack. I will look at the 5-point stack. It is weaken and daze. Weaken 1. It is a ranged dragon. I will absolutely do. Now, this is a scout ability that I just forgot to do. So I could have done that before the battle queue was set up. But remember, there was no battle queue. So not a big deal. So I'm not going to apply 1 damage. I don't want the Queen's Guard to get to have to re-roll this. I'm pretty happy with him having a 1 shield. That my turn is over. The Queen's Guard is attacking the strongest. It's going to attack the effigy again. It's just rolling the 3 attack dice because it has a defense die on it. It does 3 damage. Effigy down to 3 health. And now this guy, he will target this because it is closest. He's coming here. He rolls an attack die and a defense die. Bones. Nothing doing. He also dazes the effigy, which I don't think is a thing. So we are in round 3. 1 dex, we take this shield off because it's an auto attack. Well, 1, I have 3 dex remaining, attacking the Goblin Queen's Guard with 3 attack dice and 4 damage. Sucker is dead. Put this in the 5-point baddie stack. All right. This is out. He's going to continue to attack the effigy. 1 attack die, 1 defense, so shield, and 1 damage. Done. All right, we go to round 4. Moving 1, 2, taking off the shield. Ghillie is rolling. They have 3 decks left. Ghillie's rolling 3 attack dice. 4 damage. Dead. There's no more baddies. Round immediately ends, so I did not fully finish off the effigy, but that was a rather easy battle. The buff HP was never touched. It all goes away at the end of the battle. This obstacle chip can come here. Ghillie has full health, so rest and recovery I can scout again, which is super nice. Let's get our rewards. I get a loot because of the thing. It's a programmable defibrillator. During battle, use it on the KO'd Gearlock to revive them, or if you are KO'd, revive it to hit points, but your health size reduced by 1. Do not operate on the influence of Troll Brew, etc., etc., etc. I have to grab another one because I won a thing. It is an orc in a box. At the start of each battle, move the lane 1 any die to the top of the enemy meter. At first, I thought this would be good combat trainer, but no, too scary. It says tank. The harpoon pistol is probably too good to get rid of. The defibrillator is really niche. I'm really close to opening this trove loot. Let me get rid of this defibrillator because again I'm at my limit, so I have to keep the orc in a box. So I have to get rid of one of my other loots. All right, I get 2 training points. I am at 5 progress points after 5 days. I'll put this on a 6. I'm going into day 6. I can also scout. I'm going to do that before I forget. I rolled a 4, so 5-point baddie. Weekend 2. It is the Dragon Grounder. No, thank you. We're good with that. I remember these 5-pointers being really nasty, so I don't know if what I'm looking for, but the weekend 2 is really gross. So, unfortunately, both of these come out. Did not use the bones for anything. I could have used them for the center scale. Again, that's why it's really good to have because it's hard really to do much else higher than that. I'm going to take another dex. And if I just stay away from traps altogether, which I think is where I'm going with this, because I play bad, I will take my tiger. Kind of I like the idea of just doing that whole line, but again, I think I'm playing bad. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll stumble into something great. This goes here. This will go here. This goes here. All right. Let's go, y'all. 7 Shaw says, you're right, Greg. Only 1 stage per roll and trophy. Thank you, Steven. Mike Owens, evening, y'all. Hopefully, this is going slightly better than the last time Ghillie was brought out. Steven says, so far, so good. Just a little light on the training points thus far. Julian Leal, is this Rage of Tyranny? I believe you take out Tyrant encounters. Yeah, Goblin Queen Rage. Really? No Tyrant encounters with Rage of Tyranny? I really? I did not think that was. I think you get rid of the final encounter, but not the ones. I think you changed out the final encounter, but not the. I could be wrong in that. That'd be a really weird. That'd be a really weird rule, man. I don't know. Someone can let me know about that. So we'll put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. I thought you keep the tyrant encounters as they were, except the final tyrant encounter is changed. Trove loot roll. Oh, right. Thank you. Something I was forgetting. I need a 3 force. I get to re-roll 1. I'll re-roll the force die. I can use the 3 lever as if it were 3 force, and now this is opened up. Water mask permanent. Moving on to wreckage or off Krellin starting positions requires only 1 dex, so I don't have to spend the extra dex that it would cost. And also, you are immune to poison during water battles. Wow, love the mass tantrum. I'm not used to seeing you in formal wear. That's pretty cool. Definitely would like a water battle because between harpoon pistol and water mask, I am very, very well situated for that. All right, day 6. This is out. Bam. I have 7 left here. We're rolling the D8. I rolled a 6. Well, another tyrant encounter. I assume it comes in, man. I would be very surprised if they just don't count. But I don't even know where my rage rules are. That'd be a weird rule. So I'm leaving it in. Let's go. The baddie guard. If there's one word you could use to describe the Goblin Queen, it's haughty or deadly, I guess, or smelly or inspiring. That's the word she prefers. Look, inspiring, right? She's very inspiring. She's smellily inspiring. Look, there are a lot of words you could use, but haughty is one of them. Judging by the array of goblins heading this direction, led by the Goblin Queen's guard, so he's back, it is clear she's learned of the Gearlock plan against her life and has decided to punish anyone with the unmitigated gall to think about dethroning her. If the goblins can be defeated today, it would be an incredible moral victory, a sign that the evildoers of Southern Daylor should fear adventurers from Obendar. Unfortunately, that's kind of a big if. The Queen's Guard is armed to the teeth. All right, this is day 6. So trounce the the totem called Tufts. We're on a land battle. Baddie points, including the Goblin Queen's Guard, who is a 5-pointer. All goblins have their attack stats increased by 1 for this battle. If this counter success is achieved, gain persistent. The hit point stat of the Goblin Queen's Guard is reduced by 2 in the tyrant battle. Woof. Maybe that's why you take them out. I'm not even sure I want to keep it, to be honest. But maybe the water mask isn't going to matter. I don't know, man. And is the Goblin Queen's Guard even in the tyrant battle? Now I'm curious. Does it even say? The Goblin Tyrant chips. You know what? I bet you're right, man. That's because it doesn't tell you to get the. It doesn't tell you to grab. It's so stupid. It's really bad. It should tell you do not take the encounter cards. Like just again, the number of times that Chippery Games is like, we're gonna make you an assumption you're gonna get this right. I really wish they said that. Undertoken one is the Goblin Queen Tyrant ship and die. But because it doesn't say the Tyrant encounters, it's assuming that you would figure out that you don't grab them. It's really annoying. Whoa. No, that's terrible. Report. It is pornography. Get off my thing. Hide user from my channel. Okay. Why am I still seeing it? Oh, come on, man. They had this in the worst. They've done some really weird things with this chat stuff. It's hard to get where you want sometimes. All right. Hide user on this channel. Oops. Nope. Undo. That was, damn it. I accidentally hit you. Report. Hide user on my channel. Mike, I accidentally deleted 2 of your messages, man. Sorry. I should have fixed that by now. So if you can, Mike, send post something if you're hearing this to make sure that you're not out. Report. Julian Leo says, "Yep, just reread the rage rules. It's the very last line. When you create the encounter, do not include tyrant encounter cards. Weird rule. That's so annoying." Wondering if I replay day 5, but I really don't feel like it. I really don't feel like it. Fine, I'll replay day 5 because we're here. It just happened. So this is out. My attack stat's still a 2. I don't have the tiger yet. I do have that. This would have been here. I didn't open this yet. And this would have been on top of that. So we're replaying day 5. I only have 4 progress. It's really bad, dude. It's just the things that they could do to make their games a little bit more player friendly would be very appreciated. All right, this is out. And this is out. But I digress. All right, let's make this happen. So day 5, bonus, too many bones. Yes. All right, here we go. So I have 6 cards here. I'm not even gonna, well, technically I rolled a 6 and a 6, right? And I would have only had, but I rolled that with a D8. So by technicality, I'm not letting the 6 stand. I'm rolling a D6 like I would have. It's fine. Bam, 5. All right, here we go. And I have 6 buff HP. Betting the farm. Here we go. All right. Betting the farm. Over the bridge he sailed. The poor farmer never stood a chance. The goblins watched him struggle to stay afloat as he drifted down the river. Now the cackle has lead his geophage toward its fate as an inevitable goblin feast. Engaging these goblins seems ill-advised, but maybe the farmer will be fine. And I'm just going to leave. Oh, he should have been shuffled in there somewhere. But I scouted these 2. He'll be shuffled in there. I know I scouted those 2, so I'm leaving those 2 on the bottom. Done. All right. Oh, but I scouted one of them after the last battle, so technically this guy should be on top. Amazing. All right, here we go. Oh, what did I scout before the battle? Oh, yeah, because I scouted this one before the battle, too. So this one should have been on top, too. Yippers. All right, now we're good. Engages obviously advised, but maybe the farm will be because I scouted them. One of them when I rolled a die in the rest and recovery phase, and I scouted the other one at the beginning of the battle queue with my innate ability. He'll probably reach ashore at the next bend. If I can rescue the goat, potentially his level, unless reward might be in order. Then again, maybe the farmer is doomed without my help, and simply saving his life would be enough to earn me some warm lodging tonight. Though reaching him quickly will likely mean facing Krellin. Save the goat. No. No thanks. I don't need that much loot. I will save the farmer. Baddie points including Krellin. We are on day 5. So it's going to be, I can only get 1 Krellin in there. I could add it to make it a 6 to get 2 Krellin in there. Kind of like that. That means I can save him. Great. I'm going to make it a 6. We have 2 Krellin. And I have a million buff HP. Excellent. So we're going to go to the water side of the mat. Remember, I can kill 1 Krellin easy with my harpoon pistol here. Disorbanus. All right. Before I make this, I can cycle. I'm not that worried with the Krellin because I have the harpoon pistol, so I will cycle this to the bottom with my scout innate ability. I can use any stack. And the first Krellin is going to be the Krellin Nibbler. It attacks up to 2 members of the party, and its attack stat will be equal to its health stat. It's going to come in here. We're going to roll a d6 to put it in Krellin position 5, and with 3 health. It's going to be a 3 on the ini meter. Round die is here. I'll roll my die. I'm a 3 as well. Woof. The other Krellin is a 2 on the ini meter. We're going to roll this. It's going to put it in position 6. It has 5 hit points. It has poison 2. Oh, the joys. All right, so I'm going to come into here. I only have 2 attack stat, but I do have the multi-arrow. Yeah, it's fine. So, my turn. I'm going to probably not put out Wolverine. He's rolling a defense die. So I rolls multi-arrow. I might as well put out Wolverine, right? Yeah, put out Wolverine, multi-arrow, and 2 attack dice. Great. I can apply the 2 attack dice to both of them. Wolverine I X'd on, so I'm not going to use that result. So 2 deck stat there, 2 there. Neither of them are ranged Krellins, so that's fine. That die is exhausted. And we are moving on. So we're going to do the Krellin's turn. This Krellin can't attack anybody from there, tries to move to 6, and it can't, so it moves to 1. Krellin. Krellindor battle. Batty movement. Next number Krellins. It'll move to at the start of this is bad. At the start of a Krellin turn, if it has no opposing unit to target, it'll move to the next number Krellin series up in sequence. What if it's taken? It's like I've never noticed that was not specified in the rules. Because why would it ever specify stuff in the rules that it really should? I don't know how that works. So I assume since 6 is empty, it will go to 1, or maybe it just stays. I don't know. Someone could tell me in the chat because I don't want to figure it out. But it's not going to have a big effect. I'm a ranged Gearlock. So rolling 1 attack die, it succeeds. We get a wreckage chip here. This guy can't attack. He goes from 6 to 1. He rolls an attack die and a defense die. It does damage. We get a wreckage chip here. And it poisons the raft as well, the joys. All right, we go to round 2. I'm going to roll my 2 attack dice against the nibbler. Actually, no. I'm going to roll the 2 attack dice against that guy. Did it bones on the shield? Did it bones on the shield? It must have bones on the shield. Did it bones on the shield? I don't know. I don't remember. I'll give it a 1. I can't remember if it bones on the shield. So I'm going to attack it. I have 4 decks. I have 5 decks now. Why do I have 5 decks? Oh, was my attack stat up? I think my attack stat up, and I added more defense. My attack stat should be up, so I should only have 4 decks. I could have rolled another attack die first round. I'm not that worried about it. All right, so I'm going to roll these 4 dice against there. I pierce the shield. I do 3 damage. I kill it. Oh, it is 5 health. Why do they only give it 3 health? I don't know. So 3 damage. It's got 2 health remaining. And we get my little Yeti comes out. He only has 2 health. And we're going to put him here. And that guy's exhausted. This can go there. That's fine. So how does this kill this dude? No, not really. All right. That's done. And we can put little Yeti's die here. This guy is going to attack little Yeti. He's got assault. He only has 1 health left, though, so he's only rolling 1 die. He does 1 damage. Little Yeti's down to 1 health. The other guy, he's trying to attack. The one that to attack, he goes from 1 to 2. He rolls 1 attack die. He does damage. We get our 3rd wreckage chip. We go to the next round. Little Yeti does 1 automatic damage. That takes 1 of my decks up, so I only have 3 decks left. But we killed this Krellin. And then I'm rolling 3 attack dice with my remaining 3 decks against that guy. I did 4 damage. We killed that. All right. So I can still do everything I did last turn. I'm going to cycle this with scouting. I know it's the grounder. I'm going to take my dex point, and then I'm going to take my tiger. We'll put the Wolverine back. I got no loot, but I have to take a loot because it is what it is. It's the program of the defibrillator because I succeeded. And now the next one would be Orc in the box. But since I succeeded, there's no loot. I just get that. I got the 2 training points. I got the progress point. And now we're going to day 6 again with essentially the same result. I lose all this buff HP. Again, it was useless. These wreckage ships can come out. And these are here. Done. Done. I already scouted. I just use all the same rolls. I scouted whatever. And now I did the loot, and now I have water mask. So we finally have that opened up. Now, day 6, number 2. Let's move on. Finally. Done. There are 5 things here. I'm going to roll a D5. I'm going to roll D5. Yeah, good luck. I'm going to roll D6. I rolled a 1. It is day 6. Mech 5 is alive. They told me I wasn't here to make friends, but they didn't realize I'd literally be making a friend. I decided to patch up one of the mechs Nobulus has left littered throughout Daylor, but right as I was activating it, it was struck by lightning in a freak thunderstorm. Now it keeps on telling me it's alive and that it needs input, and it's begging me not to disassemble it. No disassemble Johnny 5, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, I had no such plans, but even if I had, I'd never be able to follow through now. This thing is so adorable that you could write an epic poem about it, and probably an ill-advised sequel starring the first poem's breakout comic relief character. While I'm brainstorming my burgeoning franchise, however, I hear the telltale rustle of feet on underbrush. Feet on underbrush. Underbrush. Wow. Speaking art. We're under attack. Woof. Only 1 training point. This concept's got legs. I can feel it. All right. Battle Q is baddie points at 3 points, including as many mechs as possible. So it is essentially 3 mechs. Now, before I make this, I can cycle. I can use my innate ability to see the top mech. This is going to flip. Yeah, it is. All right, look at that. Amazing. So this flips over. Do I want intense 2? What the heck is intense again? Target, you lose number of bones. I do not hate that. We will keep you. It is ranged, however, but again, could be worse. So we're going to get him. So battle Q is 6 plus 3, so it's 9. At the start of this battle, the skill may choose to draw a mech from the active status. An ally for this battle may choose to draw a mech from the active stack so I can look. The ally is placed in a position adjacent to the Gearlock at the start of the battle with -1 to its hit point stat. It takes its turn after the Gearlock's turn each round. If no gear-like ally is gained and a counter success is achieved, place a mech that was defeated in this battle on this card and gain persistent. At the start of each non-tyrant battle, place the mech from this card on the battle mat as an ally as outlined above. Return the mech to this card after each battle. Woof. Yeah, I don't want a mech. We're good. We're good. So we have 3 mechs. I know the top one is the Chrome Beak. We're going to put this in mech position 2. Don't screw me now. Flight and Intense. Oh, another ranged mech. I don't know if I realized this guy was ranged. Intense Force. So they're really trying to attack my bones. Good thing I don't really use them. Anyway, this guy has 1 shield. He's cuckoo for coconuts. All right, this one comes in with, I don't know why he's cuckoo for coconuts. I felt like saying it. Don't ask. I have no idea why I speak sometimes. All right, this goes here. And then finally, so it's another ranged one. Assault and Careless 1. If it rolls a bones. Woof. This one has 3 shield. This one's only attacking with 1 die, so that's not terrible. He's attacking with 2, so that's not awful. He's attacking with potentially 4. No thank you. So he comes in. I roll that. It's in position 1 with 4 health. Booyah. All right, this comes off. Round die here, we set to 1. The Chrome Beak has a innie of 3. The drone has an innie of 4. And the Bust whatever has an innie of 2. That's yellow. I'm rolling my innie die. I rolled a 5. That's what I'm talking about. Let's make some magic happen. All right. I don't really... Yeah, he's only attacking with 1. This one is obviously the one that can do the most damage the quickest. So I'm going to want to deal with him. So I do this programmable defibrillator, which is helpful. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to roll 3 attack dice. I still have 2 more decks. Oh, these all come back. He comes in with 1 shield. That was an exhausted consumable. I'm going to roll multi-arrow, and I'm going to roll Chrome Beak. Oh, he attacks 2 anyway. He only attacks 1. He attacks 1. I'll get Wolverine out for some survival. So this is my 5 decks for my first turn. All right, there we go. So I rolled up bones with Wolverine, so that's not useful. But I did 5 damage to him. He's dead. His 1 shield goes through and his 4 health, so he's dead. So don't have to worry about assault. I put a Krellin baddie in the wrong spot. Yeah, that's right. And I rolled a multi-arrow 1, so I can apply 2 damage to one of these clowns. I'll apply it to the Chrome Beak. Because, oh, I could use, you know what? To be safe, I'm going to use that bones with Dragon Center Scale. So that's exhausted now, and I'm going to get myself, because it's a shield of 2, a defense die 2, and an active slot. I think that's super helpful. Multi-arrows out. These are out. So I'd Yeti's, it basically essentially serves the same purpose. Yeti was going to smoke up some damage for me, but now I have the extra 2 health, the 2 shield, which will make sure I survive this sucker. We defeated him. This guy is going to go. He's attacking with 1 die. He does 1 damage. My shield goes down to 1. And now he's in flight, so I cannot attack him next turn. And Chrome Beak is rolling 2 dice against me. All the Intense doesn't do anything because I have no bones. 2 dice against me from Chrome Beak. 3 damage, so this comes out, and 2 damage. I'm glad I took the extra 2 health because I'd have 1 health left if I did not do that. We go to round 2. I still have a full 5 decks because I don't have a pet out. I'm going to roll my 3 attack dice against the Chrome Beak. I can't target this clown anyway. And I'm going to get my tiger out there. And there's really no point in moving, but why not? So that's my 5th deck. So I'll just get a little closer because I can. So rolling against the Chrome Beak, did 4 damage. Chrome Beak is out. Intense mech stack. And we get the tiger. The tiger is going to come in with 3 health. He'll have lashback 1. I like it. 3 health, flashback 1. He will cost me a dex every turn. So I don't know why. Don't know what the difference of him is, but that's fine. I'm not that smart. 3 health, and I could put him in a diagonal position, so I could absolutely put him there. And this will go here, and the Chrome Beak is out. Now, flight's going to go away. This dude is attacking both Ghillie and me. It's going to attack the strongest first. We have the same amount of health. So he'll have him attack Ghillie first with 1 die, 1 damage. He's attacking Growls with 1 die, no damage. And since no damage, there is no lashback. Of course there isn't. We go to round 3. Growls is going to take off 2 shield. Because again, it's an auto 2, as I have learned. That takes up 1 of my decks. So I have 4 decks remaining. I'm going to roll 3 attack dice and this piercing arrow die. And that's all 4 of my remaining decks. I do 3 damage and a bones. I pierce the shield, so that gets rid of. I ignore the shield. And then, how does that work? Do you actually deal damage to the shield? Yeah, so I actually do deal damage to the shield, so the shield would go away, so that's helpful. And then I do 3 more damage, which is enough to kill this mech. Out. Done. Exhaust. Excellent. My recovery option, I'm just going to get back to full health, so I will not be scouting. Oh, before I did the scouting before this battle too. And then Growls comes over here. Do I want a defense die? I mean, the nice thing about the defense die with the dragon center scale, it's like, even if I roll a bones on it, it's just 2 guaranteed shield. It's hard to turn that down. Multi-arrow, piercing arrow, Wolverine, tiger, Ghillie, out. Oh, I get the rest. I get this persistent thing. So I have to treat this as loot. If no an encounter is a success, place a mech was defeated spell on this card and gain persistent. It doesn't say treat this as loot, but I'm assuming I would have to. Man, dude, 40 waves. Ah, gains persistent, but it doesn't have to treat it as loot. So I'm going to assume I don't treat it as loot because it didn't tell me to. I'm going to take one of the mechs defeated in this battle. I would absolutely take the Rust Bucket. At the start of each non-tyrant battle, place the mech from this card on the battle mat as an ally. That's insane. Yes, please. And it would have a turn right before me. Yeah, I'm absolutely taking that. Oh, battle success. I also get the orc in the box. So this goes away. I mean, if I have to treat it as loot, I would get rid of the water mask. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I'll pretend I'm treating it as loot. So orc in the box at the start of each battle, the lane 1 any die has to move up. I get how many training points? Just 1 training point, which is Banana is small. I get 6 progress points, so I can attack the queen whenever. We will go to day 7. On this training point, I want to use on defense. So I've spent 5 points here, 4 points here. I really like this command die. It has some interesting possibilities, and it will work. It is better when you have all of the pets out, however. It is more helpful that way, but we'll see. I probably get a Dex next. I don't know. We'll see. I like the idea. I like the flavor of the command die a lot. So we are in day 7. Remember, we have 4 things left here, so I'm going to roll a d6. I rolled a 3. Seeing the chat, it still says weird rule. I'm pretty sure I have blocked Mike Owens forever. Mike, I'm sorry. No, it should have been. Yeah, I should have had that undone. So I'm sorry, dude. Is this still good? Yeah, it's still good. All right. The long walk on the beach. It was a tender rendezvous. It was a night to remember, a moment of chance meeting, a gearlock with a disarming smile and sparkling eyes who seemed to understand me like no one else I've ever met. We walked along the beach for hours, turning around when we ran out of sand and retracing our steps on the path of our old footprints. Where there was only one set, that was where they carried me. I was sleepy. We talked about everything and nothing, and it was as if no time and all the time in the world had passed. Now in the cold light of morning, I must decide what to do with my feelings. I feel drawn to stay with this person forever, but duty compels me onward. I like training points. If you love someone, then let them go. The girl should choose. If the girl must choose one stat die to set aside, does not return to the girl until the end of the next battle. Wolf. Treat this card as loot. Memories that last forever for a few days. Unexhaust up to 3 of your skill dice. Single use. Wow. 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 Or, as you turn to go, you're challenged to a duel for your beloved hand. Your Gearlock spouse name is Dream Profession plus your favorite energy source. Baddie points, add Krellin. If successful, treat this card as loot. Support a spout was returned when you add a bones and an additional. I'm taking the extra training point, and I'm going to get rid of this harpoon pistol. Encounter is always a success, so I have to. There's no battle here, so I'm choosing the non-battle option because I want the training point. I pull this. Oh my gosh. This is going away. Woof. Man, this does not say treat as loot. I'm not treating it as loot. I'm overruling myself because it doesn't say treat it as loot. Cool. I have manacles back. I can only move 1 position, but it goes shuffled back in. Of course it does. All right, I got 2 training points. I'm going to take Dex and Command. I think that's really good because if I get both of those guys out, I can potentially place a Terrify effect on a baddie addition to a pet. The pet gains skill Terrify until the end of its next turn. That's not helpful. Sacrifice. Place stun effect on a baddie addition to a pet. That would be awesome. Pounce. Place a pet at any position deal 2 true damage to an adjacent baddie. That could be awesome. Bleed. Place bleed effect die. That could be awesome. A pet immediately takes a turn. That could be awesome. But a lot of these I would need to get my tiger out first. There's only 1 out of 6. If I get both of those out first, the tiger out 5 out of 6 of these helpful. Although I really don't like the terrified. So anyway, I'm gonna take the command die because I think it's cool. And I can get 3 skill dice back, which I will absolutely want to do. I wonder if that means I can get a pet back. I don't know, but getting piercing arrow and multi-arrow back would indeed be super helpful. So that was day 7. We're going to day 8. I can scout. Rolling a d6. I rolled a 4 because I can scout the 5-point baddies. Another dragon grounder. I found the Grounder brothers. No, thank you. On day 8, we have 3 things left. Day 9 will be the tyrant encounter. And yeah, whatever. We're only going to go once at the Goblin Queen because why not? Because I am a sucker. I still, you know what's crazy? I can only use this once anyway. The lane 1 died to the top of the enemy meter. Woof. I rolled a 2. So we did not get a mountain or a Molder Hill. We did not get that. Is this 2 training points? Yes, it is. All right, excellent. Halved raft. It's exciting theater, but I wouldn't recommend watching 2 entire logs of your raft get sheared off on the rocks. They call this area the Brown the Narrows, and now I know why. It turns out that half a raft can still stay afloat, but the shore is absolutely on top of me, and the current through this channel is feeble and slow. Any creatures with bad intentions would have no problem effortlessly hopping right onto my raft. My quandary now is if it's worth it to commit my extremities to the water in order to get this moving faster. The waters may be calm, but there are still Krellin about, and I happen to like my hands and feet. We are doing a water battle. I'm doing option 2 because it's the one that gives me 2 training points. There was an errata on this one, which I wrote it on the card. Stay ready for action. Baddie points add 3 1-point baddies. So baddie points are already a 5-pointer and 3 1-pointers, and now it's going to be a 5-pointer and 6 1-pointers. Amazing. And use only 2 lanes 1 and 4, and a max of 2 baddies at a time. Super interesting. I've definitely done this before. It has been a while. So, round 1, 2 baddies at a time. Remember, I am going to have my Rust Bucket, who is start a battle, put it as an ally, so it's going to have to go. So we're only using 1 and 4. So it's going to have to go in a Gearlock starting position with 4 health. And it's going to go before me. So I'm just going to get a random... I'll get a random die from over here. This is one of the Lab Rats dice. I'm going to roll my any meter. I rolled a 5. That's helpful. And I have 6 sticks, which I like. All right. Remember, the defense die is over here to the end of this battle, but I can exhaust 2 dice. And I have manacles, which aren't really that important anyway. So, I can scout. I did scout. No. Did I scout? I think I scouted. Can't remember. I know I saw a grounder. I don't think I scout because I didn't need health last turn. So I think I must have rolled a scout die and rolled a 4 or 5. Yeah, so let me scout the 5-pointer. Daze poison 3. Woof. Man, I hate all these 5-pointers. Yeah, that would kill me. So I will have to cycle him. I'm pretty sure I did not use my innate scout ability. So this is the new 5-pointer. Equipment Mischief 2. All right, so we have a Goblin Artificer. Is only using lanes 1 and 4. He's going to be a melee baddie in lane 4. He comes in with 4 health. Now we have equipment. What does equipment mean? I'm going to roll a d6. I rolled a 4. Sharpening Stone. His attack stats increased by 1. I will put an attack die there. He does have Mischief 2, which means, again, he takes out things from active stacks. He's a 5, which is glad I rolled a 5. I'm going to go here. The next one is the Goblin Devastator. The Devastator to detonate at the end of its movement. That's a little rough. He's going to be in lane 2. Oh, lane 4 with 3 health. And he's 4. He takes a turn. A -1 to the health stat, so only a 3. So the assault's only 3. It takes its turn after the Gearlock's turn each round. Allies take their turns before. Pets take their turns before. I just want to make sure about that. Yeah, right before. All right, cool. The one in lane 1 gets moved to the top of the innie meter. Oh, that sucks. So he's probably going to kill my rust bucket before I have a turn. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, such is life. So we're only using those 2 lanes, max 2 baddies. It is what it is. So Orc in the Box strikes pretty badly at this point. So this comes in. He had the Sharpening Stone, so he's rolling 3 attack dice. He does attack the weakest, and the weakest is my Rust Bucket. So 3 attack dice against the Rust Bucket. It does 4 damage. Rust Bucket out. Now this isn't going to matter anymore because I can't use it in the Tyrant encounter. So I'm just going to get rid of it. But it definitely served its purpose. All right, that's done. This can go away. Ghillie's turn. Oh, he's melee, so he would actually moved. They're both melee. He comes here. And I'm ranged. Right, these are all, I could have gone there. That's fine. I could have started here and here. He still would have attacked the Rust Bucket. Did I have to put it? I always forget. The melees switch back and forth. I always forget. The start of the battle, the allies placed in a position adjacent to the Gearlock. So I would have had to go there. If he's in a detonate, I want him to kill him. I have 4 decks. And detonate is true damage. Interesting. It's a bunch of 1-pointers coming out. And I can only move 1. So 4 health, 3 attack dice. All right, I'm going to move 1. I'm going to roll 3 attack dice, the Wolverine die. I'm not going to roll multi-arrow. I could also roll my tiger die. That would be pretty cool. Now a detonate's gonna be hardy. We reduce detonate down to a 2. Down to a 1, I mean. All right, I'm trying to keep debating if I want to use multi-arrow, but I don't think I would do. So I'm rolling these 5 dice. I do 3. I'm attacking him, obviously. I do 3 damage. He's down to 1 health. I'm going to put the Wolverine. Yeah, I dig. All right, I'm going to put the Wolverine. This is a consumable. I'm putting the Wolverine die here. I do not have to spend the dex because I rolled that. Because I rolled on the side that doesn't cost me a dex, which is super nice. X. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not gonna have to spend the dex. So I don't know why the that's not indicated any art there, but I don't have to spend the dex. This is gonna go here, and I'll put him here because he will attack him, and Hardy's gonna be really useful against that. And then I'm gonna put the tiger. The tiger I rolled 3 health as well. He'll go here. He also does not cost the dex. Wow, that's a ridiculous roll. I have the bones. With the bones, I could spend the bones to get a double shield. And I already did the 3 damage. Excellent. All right. Goblin Devastator is going to go. He's attacking Growls. He bones is on the shield, so it gives 1 damage to him. He does 2 damage to Growls. Growls has 1 health left, and then his lashback. So the Goblin Detonator has 1 health left. At the end of his next movement phase, he will automatically go away. We go to round 2. Yeti is, this guy is going to attack Yeti. He's attacking with 3 because of the Sharpening Stone. He does 2 damage because 1 because of Hardy. Yeti's going to attack him, does 1 damage, automatic kills him. Growls is going to attack this guy, does 1 damage, automatic kills him. So we don't have to worry about the self-detonator. Those 2 lanes are now both open. On my turn, I will just do nothing. Amazing. We go to round 3. These both come out, so now we're first all the time, which is super great. In lane 1, we're going to have a Goblin Broadcaster. Comes in with 1 health. And comes here. It is range, so we'll go here. In lane 4, we're going to have another Goblin Devastator. It is melee. It's going to come here. So Yeti is going to do 1 damage, kills the Goblin Broadcaster. They're much easier when they come out in the middle of a round. Growls is going to do 2 automatic damage to this guy. Ghillie is going to attack with 3 attack dice. And 2 bones. And we've killed him. Only needed the 1 damage left over. I don't know what bones are going to do for me. Deal 5 damage to Ghillie. I mean, an 8+1, I guess, could be helpful. These come out. We go to round 4. We have 3 more baddies here. We have a Goblin Mutant, Mischief 1. So it's going to be coming in lane 1. And 4 health, melee position. And we have the next one is the Decoy Goblin Firecaster. It is ranged. It has 1 health in lane 4. Little Yeti's going to come up here. Does 1 damage. Growls can't get anywhere to do damage. I'm going to roll 3 dice against the Goblin Mutant. I'm going to roll multi-arrow. No one has any shield, so no point in rolling that. So I'm just rolling these 4 dice. Again, neither of these guys take any dex because I rolled the very, very good sides of their thing. I do 3 damage to him. He's dead. And I can apply 1 die to the Dragon Broadcaster. He's also dead, but he has a decoy. So now it's decoy 2. So let me get a decoy thing out here. And it has 2 health. I'll put that here. So that has to be killed before we can attack the last enemy on here. These 2 are now open. This multi-attack is out. I could... All right, this is going to be returned to the next battle anyway, so great. So I don't have to use this for the single use to get the dice back. This still will go over there, which is super helpful. All right, we go to round 5. We're going to be in fatigue rounds after this, which will affect, again, my pets. Only lane 1 is going to get a baddie. It is Dragon Betty, who has weaken 1. So this goes here. And it is a melee baddie, so that would go there. So cannot attack anybody else because of that. So it's got a little bit of a problem, but that will do. They can't do anything, doesn't do anything. Ghillie's going to attack the decoy with 3 dice. Does 2 damage and gets a bones. I can spend that immediately on a fortunate discovery. Do I want that many bones? Sure. Great. So I'm going to get this away, get all the bones, because that 5 damage to target can be helpful with Broadhead. So this is an extra mech log. And then Betty is going to attack the strongest. Now it's already adjacent to Little Yeti, so it's just going to attack Little Yeti. 2 damage becomes 1 because of Hardy. And now Betty is weakened, so Betty will not do her auto 1 damage next turn, is how I understand that. We go to fatigue rounds. 1 damage, 1 damage. Both pets are dead. So these come out. 1 damage to Ghillie. And then Ghillie's rolling 3 attack dice against Betty. This should have this in there. 3 attack dice against Betty. Oh, Betty also takes the damage because it is not a mech, and now Betty is deady. This is out. Done. Done. We will heal as my recovery option. We're getting a loot. I have successful, so I'm actually pulling 2 loot. The manacles is going to get shuffled in. Awkward armor. You cannot roll both attack and defense dice in the same turn. To remove awkward armor from the game, remove your highest stat die from your Ghillie mod, decreasing its stat. Its stat. It's back down to its starting stat. That's inane. This is going to go here. I'm not really rolling defense dice anyway, I guess, but that's really dumb. This is here. Yeah, that shield comes out. I have to draw another loot. Come on, man. I got 5. I pulled 5 bad ones. There's 30 cards in there. Unfortunate discovery. Each you're like immediately exhaust a consumable die. If possible, they remove unfortunate discovery from the game. Amazing. So that's out. Glad I spent my 3 things on that. Manacles get shuffled back in. I get 2 some really bad luck with the loot deck, man. But I do have this. I get 2 skills. I will not get the useless bird. I learned my lesson. I will get another stat. Man. Definitely don't want Dex. 6 health could be helpful. I'll get the health. 3 attack isn't great, but it should be good. And now for my skill. This is the 1 damage. Dive bomb is super interesting. The command die I might be doing wrong. Nope. I can roll the command die and put it on a lock stat and then save it for when the appropriate companions on the mat. That's interesting. Brute Buster, don't think that makes any sense. In the zone is weird. Return fire. With my luck, with the snare, I'm just gonna roll bones. This is what I'm gonna do. Do I get a trap? Sure. Why not? I can't get marked enemy. Then move unit to an adjacent lane of trap position if open. To an adjacent lane of trap position if open. What's her thing? She's only attacking 1, but she attacks everybody. Woof. Range position 1. Could be nice. All right, because she attacks 2, so not everybody, but it's not great. All right, so we'll attempt to get the falcon out. Get all the pets. She has 1 shield. Yeah, whatever. I'll get my falcon. I mean, these traps are like interesting, but if you roll a bones, it's like an absolute waste of a progress point. All right, so we go to day 9. Here we are. We have Orc in a box and Awkward Armor, so I can't roll both of these at once. So this defense die is essentially useless now, but that's fine. I mean, the funny thing is I could reset this to 0 to get rid of that, but it's essentially the same thing then, because then I can't roll it at all. So I might as well at least give myself the option. We are going to the Tyrant battle. Let me check the chat. Still says weird rule. Did I buzz? Cool. All right, here we go. Tyrant encounter. Do. So we don't need this anymore. Party favors. Battle queue is baddie points. We ignore this for a party of 1. Before battle, place the Goblin Queen on the lane 3 ranged baddie position. So she's going to be lane 3. So we'll give her the lane 3 marker with 6 health. And we are on a land battle. Lane 3 ranged baddie position up in that corner. And the Goblin Queen's bodyguard, which is this guy, on the mech starting position 1. And on which side up? No, that's the assassin. So bodyguard is going to come in. Use lane 4 marker in any dice. So it's the lane 4 marker with X health. No. The bodyguard assassin has a hit point stat of 3. Plus party size times 3. What? So party size is 1, so 3 plus 3 is 6. So I guess in a 4-player game, it would have 15 health, which is bananas. Would the bodyguard be defeated, flip it to the assassin side with full hit points. So that'd be 6 again. For the bodyguard assassin's movement on his turn, it moves 2 available mech starting positions up in sequence, even if adjacent to an opposing unit. Patrol. The bodyguard assassin immediately takes a turn. During this turn, it moves only 1 mech position instead of 2. Place a weaken 2 effect die on every Gearlock with number or more of hit points. Woof. Probably should have taken more decks. Continue from the Incensed Goblin Tyrant card. Mischief 1. See baddie skills reference. I know what that means. Guarded. The Goblin Queen cannot lose hit points while the Goblin Queen's bodyguard is on the battle plan. Oh, okay. Bodyguard assassin skills sturdy. This unit can only be targeted by adjacent units. After each Gearlock's turn, increase ferocity by 1. When ferocity reaches 3, flip this unit back to the bodyguard side at full. Use a D6 on the track. Okay, so you'll have like 3 rounds where you can do damage to the queen. Cool. This is so much better than the crap in the base game of Undertow. There is nothing in lane 1, so Jack in a Box, the Orc in a Box doesn't do anything. Anything. So that's a little nuts. Here's her die. I'm going to roll my thing. Oh, I rolled a 6. Look at that. So 6, 6, 5. I'm assuming the Orc in a Box. I mean, if they wanted it to apply to the Goblin Queen, they would have written it differently, but that might be a big assumption. All right, let's make this happen. So I can't. Oh, it's so interesting. Assuming I can kill the assassin. But we'll see. So, my turn. Ghillie's going to go in a range position because that's what Ghillie does. Movement is going to move 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or if I roll the thing, that's only going to move 1. Okay. That's fine. It's 2 available. All right. Interesting. So I'm going to roll 3 attack dice. And these 2. And I have 1 more dex, but I cannot roll the defense die. Nothing else is really relevant. So I just roll these 5 dice. I get the Yeesh. 30 does 1 damage. I mean, this command die could be interesting. Yeah, we're gonna just get 2 of the pets out, and that's fine. She's attacking the 2 weakest. I could get the falcon out for that purpose. The falcon only has 1 health, so it will not survive that. All right. All right, attacking the bodyguard. Bam, 4 damage. Bodyguard down to 2 health. Mischief 1 would mean making that bone stupid. So Tiger, I'm just going to put back here. Wolverine does come out with 3 health. Does not cost a dex. So I'm rolling very well with that. I'll put him in front of me. Wolverine is on 3 health. Has 1 attack stat. I will put him here. Excellent. And then I did the 4 damage. Great. Now it is the bodyguard's turn. He's moving 2. Goes to 3. Cannot attack anybody. He will roll 2 defense dice. 2 shield. And then the Goblin Queen is going to attack the 2 weakest. It's going to attack the Yeti first with 1 die. It's also going to roll this exactly 1 time. So bodyguard takes a turn. It's going to move 1 position. So it's going to go to 4. That's rolled, and then 1 damage to Little Yeti. And then it's rolling against Ghillie, who is the 2nd weakest. 1 damage to Ghillie. Ghillie's down to 5. We go to round 2. Little Yeti is going to attack. Command. Trying to remember what this die does. I'll have Little Yeti go here. I think timing is I can do multi-arrow against that, and as long as that's dead, then I can immediately apply damage because he'll no longer be on the mat. Right? If I'm looking at order of operations, or is it simultaneous? It might be simultaneous. Also hit. I'll hold on to multi-arrow. I'm going to roll 3 attack dice. I'm going to roll Tiger again, Falcon again, and Piercing Arrow. I'm attacking that clown. Tempted to use the command because she's probably going to kill the Falcon. Unless I get 2 health out of the Falcon, which I can. There's a 1/3 chance. So rolling these 6 dice again. Yeti did not cost me any dex because I rolled very lucky. All right, so I pierce I do 3 damage to the shield, so the shields are out. I do 3 damage beyond that, so I've killed the assassin. We get the tiger again, rolled very lucky again. So this is going to come in. The tiger has 3 health and lashback, and I can put it in a diagonal position, so I'll put it there. The falcon has 1 health, 1 attack. Yeah, I'll put it out just for kicks. Put it here. Sturdy, when he gets killed. Oh, it can only be targeted by adjacent units. Damn it. I'm an idiot. 3. I used 1 less dex last turn, so I could have moved here. That's fine. This turn, however, is a problem. Can only be targeted by adjacent units. I have to re-roll this. When defeated, flip to the guy. Yeah. So he had 2 shield. Would not have rolled all these dice. I could have gone 1, 2, 3. Because I don't have monocles anymore. I would have had 3 more decks. I could have rolled those 3 dice. I would have definitely wanted to kill him. And so that would have been enough. That would have been definitely worth it with the piercing. So absolutely kills him because this does all the damage to the shield, and I rolled 2 elsewhere. So now he flips to the assassin side. He comes in with full health. Full health is 6. I thought the sturdy referred to how he becomes the assassin, so that was just my fault. Sorry about that. So this guy's not on the board yet. I will. Those were what I rolled. It is what it is. They're just not. They do not exist. 3 attack dice is a lot, dude. 5 health. Woof. Yeah, that could go very poorly. I don't have the defibrillator anymore. I do not have the defibrillator anymore. Woof. Hmm. Yeah, I think I have to risk it this way. It's a little gross. All right, so that happened. He takes a turn immediately. Yeah, he just flips. Woof. So he's gonna go 1, 2. Nah, man, I can't. That's crazy. I can't. This is too risky, I think unnecessarily so. So 2 shield. What the hell is my rolls? 1, 1, 1. These 2 rolls and a 3, right? Gotta be adjacent. I think the mischief one kills me on that. I think it makes more sense for me to go 1, 2. Roll that with that. Put both of these things out. So where were those 2 dice? So there, and there. And I'll roll a defense die just in case it's a bones, because the switch targets could be helpful. Nope, it's not. So this goes in there, but oh, and actually that's gonna stay. Right, so I can roll, since I don't attack dice, I can roll that, and I'm not going to be targeted with a Goblin Queen. So that actually makes some sense. I like that. Because now we go to the bodyguard's turn. He goes 1, 2. He doesn't attack anybody. He doesn't re-roll his dice. Because the assassin would attack way too much. And then we go to the... So I'll re-roll everything for now on. That was my roll. It is what it is. I have to refigure what I wanted to do. Now the Goblin Queen is going to re-roll this, and it's going to attack the 2 weakest. So it's going to attack the Talon for sure with 1 die. Bones is on the attack. Amazing. So the Talon's alive. And this guy moves once, so he'll move here. No, he moves to 1. He moves there. Interesting. Oh, that's a problem. Woof. I'm not going to be able to kill him this turn. Yikes. Yikes. He went 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. So he's back where he started. And now we're doing 1 attack on Little Yeti. Does 1 damage. That stops there. All right. Little Yeti's turn. Little Yeti's going to go 1, 2. Growls is going to go... One, 2. And the Falcon's going to... Oh, wow. That worked out really badly. The Falcon's going to go 1, 2. And is now untargetable with flight. I'm going to go 1. And I'm going to roll this. What's the options here? Bleed. Sacrifice. Pounce. Die bomb. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll this, and I can't roll the defense. Well, I can't. I'll just take this out and re-roll it. So it's a 1 again. So dive bomb, command. I can place a pet adjacent to anybody and deal 3 damage to it. So I'm going to place this pet here. Two, three. I'm going to place this pet here and deal 3 damage to the guard. So he's down to 1 health. So had I attacked with Little Yeti, could I pick Little Yeti up? That I don't know. All right. The guard's gonna go. It's going 1, 2. It is attacking growls. It's rolling 1 attack dice, 2 defense dice. 1 damage, 2 shield, but lashback means 1 shield goes away. Shield gets applied first. And now the Goblin Queen is attacking, can attack the Talon. So it's attacking Little Yeti. It's also going to re-roll this. So 1 damage, Little Yeti's dead. It's the weakest, and now it's attacking growls. So this gets exhausted. I think I could bring it back if I'm reading this right. Attacking growls, 1 damage to growls. Lashback can't apply because it can't lose health. Now I rolled a 4 on that. Weaken 2 on any Gearlock with that many more hit points. So we have weaken 2 now on Ghillie. And now we'll go back there. We should have rolled a defense die for her at the first round. It was a bones. I don't think I've ever rolled a defense die for her. So second round, this is round 3. Second round, it's a bones. Third round, it's 1 shield. All right. Now we're here. We are going to go with the tiger. He's attacking 2. So it's an auto 2. So he kills this guy. The assassin comes out with 6 health and will go here in lane 3. So the fact that he didn't move is good. Talon's going to lose flight. Is going to come here and take away the shield. Nah. Could have it go here. Do I want to just kill this guy? Yeah, Talon's going to go here, take away this 1 shield. It is no longer in flight. Ghillie has weakened 2, so my dex is only 4. I'm going to roll 3 attack dice and multi-arrow. And I will attack. Both my pets are super dead soon. They're actually both going to be killed by the assassin. I think I do. tempted to get these dice back and just do them again, because if I can get a bleed on the Goblin Queen, but at this point, I think I have 3 attack. I think I just start rocking her. So I'm gonna attack the Goblin Queen, throwing the multi-arrow 2. 2 damage. And a bones. I'm going to turn the bones into a 2 shield. I can apply the multi-arrow to do 1 damage to this dude. Why not? I don't love it. Ferocity. Oh, after each Gearlock's turn. Wow. So this is now 1. Oh, what a crappy roll that was. It's after each Gearlock's turn. So it's essentially 3 rounds anyway. So it's kind of what I knew it was. Yeah. I have the piercing arrow. I think we're good. So I applied this. This goes here. 2 damage. Now again, my defense stat is only 1, but I can have multiple things up here because of Dragon Center Scale. I'm just turning a bones into an active 2. I just can't roll any more defense dice, but I'm not rolling them anyway. So that's done. The assassin goes. The assassin's attacking the 2 weakest, and it's rolling a defense die. So it's rolling 3 attack and 1 defense. It's attacking Growls first. Growls is dead, so no lashback. 1 defense, 3 attack versus Talon. Dead. So Talon's out. These are both out. My weaken goes away. The Goblin Queen is going to roll 1 defense die, 1 attack die, and her tyrant die. And she only has 1 person to attack. She's attacking Ghillie. This guy moves here now. Oh, he would have moved at the beginning of his turn. So he would have 4, 5. And now he goes to 6. She bones on her defense, and she does 1 damage to Ghillie, which means that this die comes out. Actually, I could do it. She would have mischiefed 1. So that would have come out, and then the 1 die. So that worked out well. All right. We go to round 4. I'm going to get back. Well, yeah, I'm going to use this. Get back my exhausted dice. I'm going to get back Yeti and this, and multi-arrow is probably dumb. I'll get back this. I have my full dex. I can't roll attack and defense die in the same turn, so I'm going to roll 3 attack, and then these 3 dice, and then I can sign that I could do them in any order. I assume that the pets are exhausted. If it loses all, yeah, it's exhausted. So I got my exhausted dice back thanks to that. I'm rolling these 6 dice, attacking the Goblin Queen, who has no defense. So 3 damage. This is round 4. Amazing. Bones, and something that would have been awesome had I not bones on both of those things. It's really awful. I'm not using either results. The tiger's going there. The Wolverine's going there. Oh, actually, never mind. I'm going to use that to get a defense 2. Because I'm going to get walloped by Mr. Ferocity over here. Remember, you can only use a backup plan once a turn, so that's fine. I'll put the Wolverine here, and this die, command die, had no one to command. Now, order of operations, I could have put a pet out and then commanded it if a right command made sense, and that would have been awesome because I could have pounced on 2 true damage and actually killed the Goblin Queen, but I bones on both of my pets. Now, that's if I got the consumable for bait where I could re-roll for my pet dice, that could have been cool, but remember, the consumable I took anyway last turn had to go away because the unfortunate discovery, because that was super fun. So, We come here. The assassin's going to move 2, so he goes to 1 and then 2, and this goes up to a 2. At the end of my next turn, to be a 3, and if that's ever a 3, he becomes a bodyguard. So I really need to kill the Goblin Queen next turn, or I'm pretty much out. He's attacking me with 3 dice. He does 3 damage. All my shield goes away. Dragon Center Scale for the win. Goblin Queen is rolling this. Is rolling 1 defense die, 1 attack die, and she's attacking Ghillie. 6. If I had more than 6 health, I would have gotten a weaken 2. I do not. They really made that die so much more palatable. I am very happy with that change. And 1 damage to Ghillie. Ghillie's down to 4. We go to round 5. I'm going to take my 3 attack, piercing arrow, call Wolverine, and command, because I have all 6 decks to work with. And let's make this buddy happen. All right, so that does 3 damage to shield, so that's done. I can do a bleed effect. That's what I'm talking about, but not going to work. I could put Yeti forth. Now he would cost a dex in the future, so whatever. I can put him here. I can do a bleed effect to an adjacent baddie. I actually could put a bleed effect on that guy, but it's not going to matter. Bleed effect on adjacent baddie doesn't help, so I'll put command die back. I get a bones, which I could turn into 2 shield. And I already exhausted that. I do 3 damage. I've killed the Goblin Queen. That is what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's a much better experience than the base game of Undertow, and I'm happy to get a little revenge. Yeah, so definitely started with, I did 2 things wrong, I think, on my first playthrough with Ghillie. One was when I took the Falcon first. That was really bad. And then I really thought Return Fire would be cooler than it is. And Return Fire reality is in a solo game. I don't think it's going to have much utility. So it was much more effective to just stay away from that. Really just do the whole plant profession. I could see the chest being cool. You'd have to lean into it early and often and just not roll bones. You know, if you get max effect out of Rusted Spikes and Woven Snare, I think that would be, pretty cool, and I could see how that'd be really effective. For me, the plants, the animals kind of serve the dual purpose of having defense, and that's what I was kind of envisioning. And I went with the Falcon only because you're guaranteed not to have to worry about decks with it. I got really lucky in my rolls in the last couple of battles where I didn't have to worry about decks with the Wolverine or the Tiger anyway. But yeah, man, I like it. I like Ghillie for what it is. This was an interesting challenge. Has some interesting encounters. The standard level of frustration with ambiguities. But again, if you're playing chip theory games and you're not expecting that, I promise when I'm on my own, there's something that's a little bit even more tilting. Oh, but so at the end of my turn, by the way, this would go to a 3, and when that goes to a 3, he would flip to the bodyguard side. If you want to say real gear locks, I mean, yeah, I could essentially play out against him. We are in round 5. That's interesting. It is interesting. If I try to kill him, once he gets the 3, he flips to the bodyguard side, which is much less damaging. Does he take, when he flips, like what happens with the dice on him? That's a little silly. They don't tell you that. Yeah, they really don't tell you that, which is a little annoying. But I mean, ultimately, it becomes a lot more predictable. You just be in a race against. I don't know. That would be hard. You definitely would be in a race against. Only 2 health. Wolf. Guaranteed 1 damage. I probably would have. Then remember, I would have kept growls around instead. because he's a lot more useful if I was doing this. And so 3 health, attack 2. Lashback 1. Does take a dex. And then he would just go, if she's out, you go 1, 2. This would be really hard. I don't think I'd be able to do that. I don't think I'd be able to survive enough to do 11 damage. Growls would come in, do 2. He would roll two defense dice. Whoa, yeah. Growls would come in, do 2 damage. I'm wondering if you flip, if you just keep the defense as it is, but I'm guessing not. That's, again, also unclear. Ghillie would attack with 3 attack dice. This command die. Yeah, all my other dice are exhausted. Yeah, that'd be rough. 2 damage and a bones and pounce. Pounce does work with the tiger. Place a pet and deal 2 true damage. So it'd be 2 true damage. I would get rid of the 1 defense. Oh, God, I have to be adjacent too. So I have to move. Two true damage. I get rid of the 1 defense. That would be exhausted. I have the bones, which I could turn into a 2 shield. Fatigue rounds. Did I do any damage to him? He had 6, yeah. He would go, that's bad. 1, 2. He could add the thing, go here. So he would go 1, 2. He's rolling. You know, in fact, I could have actually, when I took the shield off, I could have left it at 1, 1, which probably makes more sense. And then he would have attacked just with 1 die against growls, 1 damage, retaliate. We go to the next round, 1 damage, growls is dead. Yeah, this is pretty much impossible. Ghillie would go, has to move adjacent, 3 attack, can't roll a defense, has nothing else to roll. He would lose another health as well because of fatigue, so I just need the 3 attack here. I got 3 attack and a bones, which gives me another double shield. But then he flips over and he has 6 health. He would come there. He would attack Ghillie. He'd roll 3 attack and a defense. These would all go down. So I'd have a 1. I have 3 shield left. He does 1 shield. We go to the next round. I have 1 health left because the fatigue rounds really would have just worn me out. Say I would need 3 2s. I did 5 damage. Wait, that's it. No, I need to get rid of the shield too. Crap. Yeah, I rolled 3 2s. I rolled 2 2s and a 1. So this goes away and then 4 damage. He has 1 health left. And then we would, he would attack me with 3 damage and a health. So he does 3 damage to me. He boneses, gets 2 shield, and then we both would die during fatigue. That's hilarious. But again, you only have to beat the tyrant. But if you're trying to, you know, as some of my patrons say, real Gilux try to clear baddie queues. So unfortunately, unsatisfyingly, I would not have been able to defeat the bodyguard. Was very, very close. The way it worked out. Had some unlucky rolls. If I was able to get both of these on the board at the same time, I think that would have helped. But those fatigue rounds are really going to chew through your pets pretty quick. So that is the one downside. You know, if I had been able to unexhaust this and I got that back and I just cut through the shield, I mean, that's a really nice little. This is a nice little die. I mean, it's basically a guaranteed 2 if anything has 2 health, 2 shield or not. That's a cool little skill. So yeah, I like the piercing arrow a lot and the multi arrow a lot. They work pretty well. So all right. Stephen Shaw says, wow, thanks, Julian. Learn more bones every day. Matt Levy says, me. Julian says, hi, no problem, Steven. Mike James, YouTube fun, laugh out loud. Matt Levy, you did have 3 attack. Yeah, thanks, Matt. Just let the last one go. I think you had 4 extra attack. Matt is right. It goes to 1, pretty sure. What goes to 1? I don't know. Something goes to 1. You military's first turn. It should only have had 3 remaining. You're right the first time. Krellin 1. You military's first turn. Multi-arrow first turn. If you're using OBS, I believe there's a feature to rotate a close-up view. Yeah, I think so. Thanks, Samuel. I'm at this point. I feel like my leveling up with 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 OBS is it is what it is. Yeah, I haven't been able to figure it out. You mean I try to flip it? It makes some sense. Configure resolution, video format, color space, color rank, buffering. Yeah, I hope the different camera, if any. Oops. Oh, it just went away. Well, that worked. Now you can see the chaos. I'll play with it, man. I appreciate it. Steven Shaw, not loot persistent cards or not loot. None. Don't forget Orc in a box. Yeah. Well, Wolven Snare. Gotta hit the stack. Thanks for the stream, Greg. Because of finale tomorrow. Thanks, Steven. Otis, what's up, man? Howdy. I guess I did not look to the chat for a while. Sorry about that. We got very intense in trying to figure out some things. But yeah, it was a good win. Definitely trying to figure out if you could kill the bodyguard too. That's a lot for sure. I mean, I think just the way it's built. I mean, they're not. The fact that if you're playing 4 players at 15 health, I don't think they're really expecting you to be able to do that. You know, I have a good amount of skill points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So in 8 days, I got 13 training points. So there were 3 days where I only got 1. Would have liked a 14th training point. 15 training point, 16 training point. I mean, if you get up another attack stat, if I had been able to really kind of do the traps a little bit, maybe get a dex, there are definitely some things I could have done. I did like the command a lot, and I think there was some utility in Talon, just to basically absorb a hit, you know, and have some things target them. Instead of me. And I mean, I would say I got lucky that, you know, the Goblin Queen bones the first time she attacked her, so there was a second attack there. These cards are fine. I don't know. I mean, they're interesting. You know, that it's an interesting mechanic where it can help you as much as it hurts you, where it's like, oh, you're drawing more loot cards. But again, I mean, I drew how many loot cards and I drew 5 bad ones. Like that's that's a pretty bad ratio, dude. So it is what it is. But yeah, definitely like how they rebalance the Goblin Queen. Would be interested to play. I never want to play the original Goblin Queen Tyrant encounter with more than 1 player ever again. I think with 1 player, it could be fine with more than one player. Though it's so tight, I find it really kind of broken the way they set it up. So I'd be interested to play this with multiple players for sure, or two-handing gear locks. So good stuff. But so finally got Ghillie on the channel. Got myself a Ghillie win. Definitely, next time I play them, maybe I'll just do the traps. What is it? The trapper profession, and kind of see how that plays out differently. Just really wanted to try to make the pets work, and some really cool things there. So enjoyed that for sure. But we'll be back with, what are one of the 5 gear locks in Unbreakable. So if anybody has any requests, if we're talking Carcass or Polaris or Static or whatever, Figment, I'm really excited to start exploring that a wee bit more. Obviously still have Hobbamarcus Victorum. Rest of this week, stay tuned. I will try to get a Maze Knight on the channel, and if I am not in Baltimore on Friday, I will be doing a live stream of Merchants of Magic, and related to their Kickstarter for Dangerous Business. So I'm looking forward to getting that on the channel. They did send me a prototype of the expansions for the game. I actually did go ahead and back the expansions for the game as well. Rock Manor has been very generous with me, so really wanted to support those guys for sure, especially as my channel has been slowing down. So I appreciate that. But questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. Mistakes you saw, things that you would do differently strategically with Ghillie. Had some really awesome comments on the first video, which very much helped how I was kind of thinking about the second playthrough. And I really have not had time to play off camera. So these are pretty raw looks of me trying to discern what makes this gear lock so damn strong. As advertised. Definitely, I think it was smart, like holding back and not killing the bodyguard till round 3. I think made a huge difference. I think the assassin would have wiped me out pretty good had I gone with my first instinct. But yeah, the assassin rolling 3 attack dice around is pretty serious. I do wonder if I did wipe out the bodyguard, assuming I survived that attack from the assassin, which is risky. I wonder if I could have blitzed the assassin in round 2, then in round 3, then killed it, and now you only have the Goblin Queen's attack coming at you, which is only doing 1 damage. And if I could have had, but again with the mischief, I needed to do this twice, so there would have been some concerns about that for sure, because the mischief 1 makes that a little bit more precarious. And whatever. So that is that. So this was super cool. Thanks for a pretty lively chat. I know it is very late for a lot of you, and this is not a super convenient time. So hopefully you can just play it back during when you used to watch me live and pretend that it's live. And I don't know. We'll figure it out. But hopefully we'll be back with Maze Knight later this week. It has been way too long, and I am jonesing for some Maze Knight, but just did want to swing back to some Ghillie action. So thanks again for everything, and until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.